My name is Andy Bird, and we are at Friendly Arctic Printing and Design here in East Nashville. Yeah. The name Friendly Arctic came from an old Arctic exploration book. It was a memoir from this guy who decided he was going to take a team up and live in the Arctic Circle. Crazy story of a guy and a team going up and doing something that it seemed like everyone in the world at the time said it was pretty much impossible to accomplish this goal. He figured it out. So we've been in business for 11 years. It was started, my wife and I just started it. It was a room of our house, and then it moved into the garage, and then we moved a few different garages, and then finally in 2010 or 11, I believe, we kind of landed in our first retail space. We had about 1,000 square feet with, we started off with one press and a few small pieces of equipment, a couple desks, and we were just kind of off and running. One of the things that really helped us is that we were kind of doing things a little bit differently. We've always had a much more environmentally friendly approach. We've tried to include sustainability as well as just having more environmentally friendly chemicals, inks throughout our process than what is standard for most print shops. And that seemed to kind of get some attention early on. To where people were like, oh, well, I print tons of T-shirts, but I've never even thought about sustainability or, eco-friendly attributes of what I'm doing, and no one really seemed to know, what chemicals am I actually putting down into the water supply by working with this company as opposed to this company over here. I had worked in 2 other print shops before we started Friendly Arctic, and I loved the process. I loved making the shirts and the posters, but I didn't always love the chemicals that we were using to do it. Most of the time, most shops in the country and around the world are using what's called plastisol inks. It's a polyester oil-based ink that requires different chemicals and solvents to break it down to clean it up. And it was I would go to work and I would be working all day long basically with an aerosol can of paint thinner. And you're just breathing that in all day. Every press has one of those. There's several other chemicals that basically become aerosol forms that are just in the air. So you're breathing that in. I have asthma. It was something I was pretty sensitive to personally. point, we are pumping out several hundred jobs a week with all kinds of details, all kinds of specs for every job, and it takes a lot of people to do that. This is absolutely a team effort, and it's taken a lot of learning on my part to kind of take the skills that I had early on, to teach those to other people, but also to hear from a lot of other people how we could do this better. And that's been one of the things that has been kind of most difficult, but also most humbling, and it gives the most growth in terms of hearing from other people how we could do things better, and recognizing other people's strengths and putting those into the company and trying to find ways to allow other people to thrive in this as well. Because it did take a lot of effort between me and my wife and my business partner Brendan to kind of get this company going early on. And at the same time, so much of the growth has come because we have a whole community of people who have been contributing to this thing.